from my inventory and spun it in my hands. To look at it, it was just a headband as average as they come, the kind village girls wear to keep their hair back, but when I found it, the next mission in the Grey Pack chain initiated. We couldn't just let that pass us by and let the runaway escape. I sincerely hoped we still had a chance. If not, we might have bungled the whole Grey Pack mission chain, which would be terrible. In vexation, I slapped my palm against an impudent fly landing on my forehead, crushing it. Damage dealt, 18, slap. Experience received, 4 XP. Object received, dead fly, bait. Your character is missing the requisite skill to use this object. Skill required, fishing, P.A., level 3. I flicked the fly away. It was useless to me anyway. Then I shouted in a fit of anger, not clear who I was addressing. "There's no way a pregnant lady could just go up in smoke, much less with her young niece and nephew. After all, there must have been some reason for her suddenly fleeing after such a long stay. Just imagine how hard it must have been for her to walk. Damn, all these flies really have me worked up." As a matter of fact, a whole swarm of the buzzing insects had come in place of the one I'd killed, and were now cutting circles above our heads with a vile whirring sound. Valeriana Quickfoot shook her right fist, and all of her hornet pets moved out to help us, taking down the insolent bloodsuckers in a matter of seconds. Taisha, on seeing the dangerous overgrown wasps, crouched down and tried to cover her head with her jacket. I, meanwhile, whistled respectfully, having counted at least 10 wasps, which were either black and brownish-yellow or orange-red. I even saw that some of them had already reached level 16. A bit more leveling and they'd reach 20. Then the Beastmaster could choose useful perks for them. Knowing my sister, I had no doubt that Valeriana Quickfoot had already thought through a development plan for her pets down to the smallest detail, considering both the strong and weak points. Clearly, the wood nymph hadn't selected her swarm at random, given the several distinct types of wasp within it. My sister, obviously flattered at the attention paid to her variously shaded pretties, sent her flying pets away and answered me. "Why she ran is, of course, clear. In the last few days, 11 of her friends have been killed. She likely knew they were wargs. She might not be, but she began justly fearing for her own life all the same. Although, Tim, we might be wrong. Maybe the dark-haired girl had absolutely nothing to do with it, and her leaving the farm is just a coincidence. In any case, we should come to an agreement on the runaway as quickly as possible. We can't just stick around near Stonetown. When the sun comes up, there might be assassins about. My opinion, we should stop searching and leave right away." My sister then went silent abruptly and got on edge, seeing a barefooted, gray-haired old man dressed in a dark chlamys walking in our direction from the houses of the village. But based on how Valeriana immediately breathed a sigh of relief, I realized that this old man was familiar to her and presented no threat. I quickly read his info. Umar Bonesetter, level 45 human witch doctor. This must have been the Stonetown doctor the wood nymph had met on our second day in-game. She'd told me about him on a number of occasions. With a short nod to my sister, as if greeting an old friend, the gray-haired, bearded man stopped next to me, looked me over, and gave a kind-hearted laugh.
"You must be the big-eared goblin herbalist who moved into the cursed house. I've been expecting plant deliveries from you for quite some time. You're late."
If the old man thought he could shame me with those words, he was wrong. I was seeing him for the first time. I had no obligation to sell him plants, so I didn't feel at all guilty. What was more, I didn't even have enough plants to practice alchemy with, so the witch doctor was absolutely wrong to be counting on me. But the man wasn't even expecting me to answer, and had already turned his attention to Taisha. Under his harsh gaze, my companion grew embarrassed, shrunk, and wrapped herself tighter in the jacket, covering over her thin thief's outfit, still burned through in many places.
"In my time, girls would have been embarrassed to walk around looking like that," said the old man, shaking his head judgmentally. "You